All right, calling to order the meeting of the Council on Aging Board meeting, Wednesday, March 20, 2024. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the February 21 meeting.
Well, actually, we're unable to do that because I did not prepare them for today,
Okay.
unfortunately. So we're going to have to table that for the
Table it
next
till the
meeting.
next
But
meeting, as it
I
says.
will be certain to have them at the next meeting.
All right, and there's apparently no one here for public comment. Mr. Waystack is not with us, so there's no reason to have the comments from the chair, and I have no comments, certainly. So we'll turn to Julie for the director's report.
Okay. So my primary announcement for today is that we have been preparing for several weeks now for our upcoming fashion show, which is finally happening tomorrow. So we'd like to invite the community to join us for that. It's going to be a very large event, which we've spent many hours and resources towards, and we've got around 75 or 80 people signed up already, and we know there's going to be many walk-ins. So if you want to come, we recommend that you do give us a call so that we can save a seat for you, because it is possible that the room will fill up. So we'll let people who signed up come in first, and then walk-ins will have to wait until those people have been let in. We'll have seating for around 100. So I truly hope we won't have to turn anyone away. We'll have a little bit of area for folks to stand in the back if it gets to that point. But I'm excited that so many people want to come. I think it will be a really good show. We've got over 20 models. Some are walking together, so we'll have 20 people, 20 walks, I should say, but in some of those walks, multiple people will walk. So either a couple or actually a trio in one case. So the show is tomorrow, which is Thursday, March 21st at 2 o'clock. It'll take a little over an hour, we expect, so not much of your day. I hope you can come and join us. I hope all of you can come and join us if you're not busy. Understand John is going to be volunteering, as he usually is.
Good job, John.
So that has taken up much of our recent operations. Yeah.
Where are you going to put girl power? Because I assume you're going to be using the rooms?
Yeah, we're using the multi-purpose rooms, but they only needed an activity room for tomorrow, so they're just going to be in an activity room. They only needed the multi-purpose room for that first week because they had kind of a larger, they only needed it for 1 week. I don't remember if it was the first week, but they only needed it or
I just didn't know
requested
where
it
you're
for
going to
1
put
week.
the girl power kids. So
They requested the multi-purpose room for 1 week. They may have gotten assigned that room some other time as well. But Ashley had said that they were fine with the activity room, with an activity room sized room for all of their other weeks.
How many male models do you have?
We have 6, I believe.
Nice.
5 or 6.
Really?
Good.
And most of them are in a couple accompanying somebody, but there are a couple who are walking on their own.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. That'd be fun.
Yeah. And from what I understand, they look very dapper. We have one gentleman wearing a tux, and he's quite excited about that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm very excited to see that. In somewhat more serious matters, I am preparing, I have just begun the newsletter procurement process. That will take longer this year than it traditionally does because I am exploring the possibility of redesigning the newsletter this year. I want to consider changing to a color format. And if we do that, in order to make that work with our budget, we would have to move from the current cardstock paper that we have to a regular weight paper. So something more along the lines of printer paper, or even perhaps a glossy magazine style. Seeing what those options would be and what the various costs would be for those options. So I've reached out to a couple of different printers to get like a catalog, to see what we can put together in terms of specs. Because when you do the procurement process, you have to ask for something specific. So you have to say upfront, what is your price for X number of newsletters that look exactly like Y. So I have to know exactly what I'm asking for. So I have to, basically design it ahead of time. But in order to know what our possible budget might be, I need to know what the price options are going to look like. So I've asked for some catalogs so I can get a sense of something that might be comparable to what we're currently paying. And then we'll go from there. I might find after looking at those catalogs that we just won't be able to afford it, and if so, then I'll go with what we have for this year while I kind of go back to the drawing board for next year. But I think if we, make that exchange, lesser quality paper for a color print, from talking to other COAs, it should be something that is within grasp for us. So I'd be curious to get your feedback. The reason I'm considering this is that I do get the feedback from a lot of our members and participants that they'd be interested in seeing color on our pages. And I think it helps visually for those who have are starting to have some vision issues, because the color contrast really helps to, set things apart and be able to make some differentiation between sections in the newsletter. Any feedback on that?
Definitely. I think it's wonderful you're going to do that. I'm already saying, well, this line here, that could be in color. People would jump right out.
Yeah,
Our
We
mission.
have a large print edition, right?
we do have a large
So would
print.
that affect the new one?
I would try to have it be the same model that we do now, where the large print is exactly the same as the smaller one. We just enlarge it.
And that's your reason is for visual problems, is that why you
I
think it
think-
necessary?
I think it is visually easier to see things and have make distinctions between different sections of the newsletter. So it's not necessarily geared towards people, like only people with vision problems. I think it's easier for everybody to read.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's exceptional now. I think it's a wonderful newsletter right now.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
a good job. You do a very
You do a very good job with it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I think the layout will still look very similar, like the design of it, but just moving towards adding color and changing the weight of the paper.
That's good.
So I'll report back as to what I get from the publishers, and I'll let you know what I find.
What's it costing now?
This past year we paid for the entire contract year somewhere between $15,000 and $16,000, if I'm remembering correctly. But I know that cost is going to go up a little because we were running out of newsletters every month. So normally we get, we have all of the newsletters mailed to
Right.
those who sign up for them, of course, right? And we also have a surplus that's sent back to us, which we can then deliver to the community or have here for people to pick up when they come in. So that surplus that's brought to us has never been enough.
Really?
Yeah, we haven't had enough to distribute to our community partners, first of all, which is a real problem, because that's one huge way that we find new members who don't know about the COA. So the number of newsletters that we get just for us, we can pass out a few to the community and keep some here so that we've got something to show people when a new person walks in and is like, so what do you do here? But we run out well before the time that the next newsletter comes. So I'm going to have to increase the run quite a bit.
Right.
So those are our main two updates. As far as volunteer needs and recruitment, We have been doing well with the recruiting that we've been doing. I have had a response to the past couple of months. We've been calling for some IT volunteers to help out with that new program. Thanks for your help, Ralph.
Right.
I would still accept more for that program, although it seems like we're managing the demand right now with the number that we have.
Are they being used?
Yes, and they are being used. Yeah, it's been popular.
How about the students? Are they being used?
Yes, and the tech students are also being used, and that's been going well too. I think if I am current on this news, I believe Andrea is looking for 1 or 2 friendly visitors. So that is a volunteer who goes to spend time with someone who is maybe a little isolated or just needs more socialization. So this would be about an hour or so a week. Regularly on an ongoing basis, we ask for at least a 6-month commitment for that. So the idea is that you're bringing more socialization to this person's home so that they're not having to leave their home to seek it out. We do provide some training and support for that. So you've got plenty of guidance and advice for how you can best fit that person's needs.
And those are in-person visits, not telephonic.
Those are in-person visits, yes. To some extent, we can support a phone. There are some people who want phone relationships, but I think we've mostly got that covered. If you are interested in only doing something by phone, I still encourage you to call, but I don't think there's a need for it right now. But it's always good to just get on our list. Things could change anytime. All right, and that is my update.
Very good.
All right, is there any old business?
I have a question. The dementia training,
Yes, I can.
it's still on?
It is still on, so that's going to be March 29th at
Right.
12:30. And we actually, thank you for reminding me, I should have said this. We added a date as well. And unfortunately, my phone is not charged, and that's where my calendar is. Do you happen to remember off the top of your head? It was a date in April.
Oh.
If I could email that to you.
Sure.
Okay.
And that was specifically, so we did invite this, I did go to the select board to invite them, and we felt that with the select board's busy schedule, giving them another option was probably smart. And we also wanted to have another date to make it available for town staff, community center staff. You know, we just know one date is not going to accommodate everybody. So we did find another date to work with. It's in April and it's a morning time. And I'm so sorry I don't have that for you right now, but if I could email that to you, I will do that. But this one is not actually for the community, so it's maybe best to not publicize it anyway, because we wanted to keep it limited to staff.
Is this something we should sign up for or automatically just show up?
You can show up.
Oh,
We're
okay.
going to have it one way or the other, because
Okay.
we know that some staff are going to come.
And that's here.
And it's here at the community center, yes.
Gotcha.
Very good. It's on my calendar.
Yep.
Any other old business? Any new business?
I guess related to old business as well. The needs assessment that I discussed a month or two ago, just to give you an update on that, the university, the research center that we're working with to perform that needs assessment, which is at UMass Boston. They have sent their draft proposal to us, which is basically, it functions like the contract to explain what their work would be and what our obligations would be. And just to keep in mind, this would actually be signed between the Friends group, because that's who's paying for the work. or the bulk of the work. The COA would contribute a small portion of money to show our demonstration to the project. So UMass Boston did send us that draft proposal. It's with the Friends now, and they are reviewing it. So if all is well with that, it would be signed, and the needs assessment would begin in September. And it's expected to take the entire process from start to finish about a year, 10 to 12 months for them to do everything that they need to do. And then they will provide a comprehensive report and also provide some community forums in which they present those results to the people in Harwich. So the select board, but also the community members as well. So things are moving for that. I will definitely have more updates as things progress. Okay, and that's my update for old business.
Any new business?
Well, this comes out of, I get it, because it's Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's called Healthy Times. Color. Papers, there's not much to it, but the one thing I noticed as I got to the page 4, Town of Dennis.
Yeah.
The focus on social care at the Dennis Center for Active Living. I said, oh, well, Dennis made it. Why can't we? But it was a very good article.
I did hear that
Yes.
they were going to have an article about them. That's
Yes,
really wonderful.
very definitely. I thought that was... and of course it caught my eye because I saw Dennis, but I said, oh, it's in color. Oh, how did they make it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been inside their senior center yet?
I haven't.
I mean, it
I haven't
looks
either.
huge.
But I know they
say
just
it.
had their grand opening, and
Yeah.
I do want to go visit. I just always feel like
Too
you know,
busy.
it's that
busy.
feeling
Yes.
of I have
Yeah.
so much to do here. How can
Yeah.
How can
you
I go?
make you spread yourself out? Surely. Yeah, for
They're
sure.
building something right behind it as well. It's a huge.
Is this where the old one was?
Yeah, it's really nice to
Yes.
do. I haven't been inside.
Yeah,
but-
I've been in the old
They
one.
Yeah.
they are putting in a part-time day program there.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So it will be not exactly like the Orleans program, which is a full day program and pretty comprehensive. I don't have all of the details about how the dentist program is going to work. They're still trying to hire staff. But it will be very similar and somewhat comparable. So it will be a respite center where someone will be able to leave their loved one who has dementia
Awesome.
for some caregiving opportunities there. So it'll be at least a part-time respite center, maybe not full day, but at least for a few hours at a time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, they did a nice job, at least on the outside, from what I could see.
Yes, for sure. And the other thing I just wanted to make a comment on, because at the last women's breakfast, there, at the table I was sitting on, I think you were with me, Angie, but there were some women that were asking a very interesting question, that why can't we see on the TV station, the Harwich TV station, a free program to do exercises with? I said, well, I'll bring it up.
So
So it's like something they want to do at home.
yeah. So there's actually some interesting liability concerns with that, because if you are showing an exercise program at home, or I should say if the town is endorsing an exercise program, then there's the implication that the town is taking on some sort of responsibility for encouraging people to do exercise at home, and really someone, before they attempt to do these exercises, perhaps should clear clear themselves with a physician. Maybe they should have the right implements,
Okay,
things like that.
okay. Answers the question.
Yeah.
It's a liability issue.
So, but there is a public access channel that, to my knowledge, does show some fitness programs. It's channel 90, I think it's channel 99. I'm not 100% sure that they currently have fitness programs, but I can look into that and report back.
Okay.
Um,
I'm kind of surprised that liability is an issue here. There's something called assumption of risk, which normally would protect the town, I would think.
Yeah.
But I understand we're,
Yeah.
being super cautious and
yeah.
concerned.
Okay.
All right,
That's it for me.
and I guess it's time for member comments. Any further comment?
No.
No, great job by everyone.
John? I have none. Accordingly, I would encourage a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Wow,
Well
new
done.
record. Make sure we tell Rich